Our project this month is making easy hidden paper clips. We will organize a pile of papers and sort all of my tags, belly bands, sacks, and journaling cards to go into smaller containers and fit on my shelf for easy access. Making my next journal. Hi everyone, Patty here. I want to use one of my hand-dyed papers that didn't turn out as great as I would have liked for a whole page, but it still is pretty enough to use for a project. Do you have any of those kind of papers lying around? Well, get them and make a few hidden paper clips. Score your paper at the 2-inch mark, 4-inch and 6-inch. I don't have a scoreboard, but my paper trimmer works with a bone and score at these marks. I'm using a 2-inch paper clip. Fold your paper at the length of your paper clip. I'm folding the paper at my 2-inch score line, and then I add my paper clips. I space them apart evenly. I don't measure. If you want smaller hidden paper clips, you may get more than 5, like I did. After you get them arranged the way you want them, put a piece of tape across the whole row of paper clips. This just holds them in place. Fold the paper back at the 4-inch score, and then fold again over the top of your paper clips. It's easier to cut the paper at the 8-inch mark versus trying to cut the paper after you have the paper clips on your paper. Lesson learned while making several of these. Add glue to all of the inside folded sides and glue your paper down to cover the paper clips. Cut the paper apart with the paper clips between each one. I have 5 hidden paper clips. Ink the edges. I'm using walnut stain to give the paper a distressed look. I want the tip of the paper clip to be exposed, so I use an X-Acto knife to cut a small piece of paper from the top of the paper clip. Or you can use scissors to cut a little paper from the top of your paper clip. Or you can slit the top of the paper before you glue them all together. Next, we'll be making a dangle to go on top of the paper clip. That's why we want the top exposed of the paper clip. I will pull out my jewelry making supplies of jump rings and 2 pairs of pliers along with the hole punch. I split the jump ring and add it to the top of the paper clip. If you have watched my making tiles for dangles and charms video, or my making dangles and faux wax seals, which I listed both in the description on how I made these faux tiles into stamps and dangles. So I'm going to use a few of those on the top of my hidden paper clips. I also made a few tiles that say hand-dyed rust, hand-dyed peony, and hand-dyed iris. Put a jump ring on your hidden paper clip. I add a hole to the corner of the tile. You could add a brad to the corner. I'm just using a hole and adding it to the jump ring. Use your 2 pliers and pull the jump ring back together. I want to add these to my hand-dyed papers I have listed on my Etsy site to hold the packaging together. I show making these bundles of dyed paper in my July plan with me, also listed in the description. There's 10 pages in each bundle, along with deli paper, coffee filter. Some have cheesecloth. Let's go through our planner and see what we have accomplished last month, what we need to move forward to this month, what can be tossed and doesn't even need to be worked on. I like to have a paper clip or something to mark my step counter page and habit tracker to be able to flip to it quickly. Tags are filled out with to-do lists, and sometimes I add current events to the tag, for I will have a record of it for years to come. Let's fill out August calendar with dates. Pull out your July monthly pull-out planner and transfer items to August that didn't get done. I finished Junk Journal July 2024 and made it through all of the prompts, all 31 prompts, and made a new style accordion journal. That was fun last month. My inspiration to follow on Instagram is Paint by Les. I love her freestyle and bright, colorful journals. I also love to watch the Creative Cove on YouTube and her quickie sketches and tutorials on drawing flowers and all sorts of things to add to my journals. I will be adding a couple of those for journal cards this month. This month planner pages are made with a big bold flower, so fun to see during these hot summer days. We have had weeks of triple digits hot weather, and I spend most of my time watering plants outside and keeping them alive in this heat. I find some journaling cards that have painted flowers to add to the belly bands and pockets. The Creative Cove has a video on making these. When I go through my journal, I always think of something else to add to my pull-out planner and get those thoughts wrote down. I need to update my monthly pull-out to change priorities to videos and the checklist to Etsy listings to renew or to add to my site. I always like to try to come up with a quote, and I write that down on my monthly planner because I go back and review this and look to see what needs to be done and what I haven't got accomplished yet for the month. This journal is becoming very chunky. I don't think putting a full year in one journal is such a good idea. Next year I will be making 2 journals for the year. I think that's going to work out a little bit better. Now to organize. I have boxes of papers and I've been going through them to get all of those pieces organized. I separate out the file folders that aren't being used. I separated the tissue and the deli papers, making a pile of those. All of my napkins and tissue papers are in the file cabinet, folded over empty file folders. I have pages of stained glass images that I like to collage my papers onto and make different pieces for my junk journals. Lots of die cuts of boxes, picket fences, and fun items all separated. Calligraphy pages from a class I took on calligraphy, writing those will end up in my journal. Pretty papers. Okay, pretty papers are my problem. I have to buy them and then I can't use them. I have a few totes that I will separate book pages into, already folded, and some I even have sewn pockets, and they're ready to go into journals. One tote will be for belly bands, one tote for sacks, and another for tags. I will also organize the journaling cards and separate them into a small tote. I'm getting there, and things are finding a place. My quote for this month, and I keep telling myself daily, I will not complain today. I hope you have a great summer, and see you back in September. Bye for now.